Hey guys, it's Shauna and I'm sitting here with Megan.
Hi.
And we will go ahead and get started. It's 8 o'clock. So as usual, just to make sure that everyone can in fact hear me, when you get a quick moment, can someone just type into the chat bar, a quick hello, I can hear you, or just some text verifying that you are indeed getting the sound. That would be great. So it's January 2015, which is crazy, and we are kicking off our webinars over wine with starting in your closet. As you know, with last year, we ended the year with the Abundance webinar, which was an amazing turnout, and then we skipped December. And now for the next year, we're really focusing in on giving you the Best Kept Self formula so that you can live the Best Kept Self lifestyle. So I'm the founder, for those of you who have not been on a Webinars Over Wine call, and I'm sitting here with Megan, who is the personal stylist who will be leading and hosting today's call. And the reason that we wanted to start with this topic versus some of the deeper topics that we do get into is that it's the beginning of the year, and wardrobe is one of the easiest things to get away from us, and every single person needs help with this area. So it's kind of a lighter topic subject, but we're going to be diving in and giving you a really streamlined process to kick off your year so that wardrobe and the looking part of the Best Kept Self equation is a little bit easier for you moving forward. Okay, so just some housekeeping things. There's a chat bar on the right, which obviously some of you are figuring out. Thank you very much. Please just chat any questions and comments and anything in there that you want us to know. You can also send us private questions that we will be checking. Just know that this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer webinar because we're covering a lot, and we actually hope that you are taking your laptop or something into your closet and are going to be working through some of this as we're on the call with you. Of course, you will get this recording. It'll probably hit your inbox late tonight or super early in the morning, and you'll have that to go back through and listen to or take notes on, because you'll probably do kind of a mini phase tonight through your closet, and then we'll come back and you'll do it with the recording later, and you'll do kind of more of an in-depth closet edit and outfit organization, etc. Let's see, what else do we need you to know? I think that's it. Okay. So we at Best Kept Self, and again, I'm going to talk kind of quickly in the beginning here so we can get to the really good stuff because we have so much to cover. But we at Best Kept Self believe in this formula. So we believe that if you can feel like your Best Kept Self, and if you combine that with looking like your Best Kept Self, then you can live like your Best Kept Self. And I want to address 4 things in terms of what's holding us back before we really move on and start talking about the actual wardrobe side of things. And the first thing is that every single woman struggles with her wardrobe, including the pros. And so if any of you have seen any of the marketing that we've put out there, I mean, Megan was just in my closet 2 weeks ago, and I teach this for a living in another business of mine. I mean, I teach personal styling, and she came in there and totally blew my mind with all the outfits that I wasn't making and just how I was wearing clothes I kind of had put clothes in a category, and she was like, no, you can totally wear this every single day, and this isn't formal. And in my head, I had it like, fancy, and I could never wear it like during the day. It just blew my mind. So every single woman struggles with this, and I think we forget that, and it makes us feel really bad sometimes, like we should just always have it together, and that when we see that woman who looks amazing and she looks so effortless that, it comes easy. And I'm telling you again, every single woman struggles with that. So just have that empathy for yourself that it's common. The second thing is that every woman at some point in her life has faced that constant tug of wanting to stand out, but then wanting to blend in. And we see this all the time with our clients who are ready to dress in a very stylish way, but then when it comes to wearing something a little bit bolder, a little bit outside their comfort zone, then they start to retract, and then they, want to really blend in. So it's kind of like when you've got to walk across the room, or, if you're at a wedding and you've got to walk across the ballroom in front of everyone, it's such an awkward feeling. And it's that feeling of, walking in front of a group where you just want to like have a purse to hang on to or something to wrap over you, but you also really want to stand out. And when we see those women who look, you know, amazing head to toe, you know, usually, you know, we're sitting there going, gosh, she looks so amazing. I wish I could look like that. So know that that's completely normal to like have that tug and pull of like, I want to stand out, but I also want to blend in. And we really just want to get you more comfortable with the idea of standing out and owning your style. I mean, really owning it. The third thing is that every single woman needs an outside perspective. This is so incredibly key, especially for image, because we are so close to what we look like. You know, we see it every second of the day, every single day. And so we need people outside of ourselves to point out the things that, you know, they love about us, or the things that we could change, and the things that we can improve, or the things that we could alter. And again, you know, having Megan come into my closet and give me a whole new perspective on the things that I owned, and then also to, you know, say, Shauna, what the hell are you doing putting your stockings in the dryer? Oh my God. Which I didn't know I was not supposed to be doing that. Ever. So yeah, learned a lot, you know, so to have someone call you out on some of that stuff that pushes you to be your best kept self. And again, it's kind of like, you know, you get stuck with a certain hairstyle, or you get stuck with those clothes, and you wake up one day and realize you've had that same style for 10, 15, sometimes 20 years with our clients, and they just haven't taken a moment to stop and take a look from an outsider's point of view and assess if they even really like it anymore. And 9 times out of 10, they don't. The fourth thing is, every woman is holding on to stuff that's holding her back. Every single woman has at least one thing, and it's rare to even find one thing, in their closet or their drawers that's holding them back. It's an old version of yourself. Also something we see with clients, and one question that I want you to constantly pose to yourself when you are going through your closet and you're finding it very difficult to let it go, is to envision yourself in your dream scenario. Maybe it's like your dream career, or you envision yourself, you know, downtown Manhattan, and you're doing exactly what you want to be doing, and you're at the top of your game. Are you wearing that item? And usually that's absolutely a no. So I want you to ask that question to yourself, you know, what does that dream scenario look like where you've got that ideal style? And if it's no, then yeah, it's holding you back. And there's no reason that we need stuff in our closet that holds us back. This includes the underwear drawer too, because every single woman, including myself right now, needs to go clean out her underwear drawer. Yes. It's so terrible how long we hang on to bras. Something that we wear every single day. And I mean, like, I will admit that I've got bras in my drawer that I probably had since college, which was a long time ago. No. So go through the underwear drawer at the least. So bottom line is just, we want you to know that you're not alone, and it takes a tribe for anything that you have to do to be your best kept self. And you know that we preach that a lot, especially when it comes to looking like your best kept self. And that can be really, really, really scary, because we are extremely hard on ourselves in terms of what we look like, and we compare ourselves constantly. So you need a tribe that's supportive and encouraging, but also is going to tell you what you need to hear to move forward. So I want to give you 4 common barriers that we see that hold people back from looking their very best. The first thing is a lack of money. Well, that is actually a myth. So people just assume, okay, well, I don't have the money to look great, so they just don't do it. There are a million ways to look stylish, whatever that version of stylish is for you, that do not cost a lot of money. And tonight we're talking about, you know, how to up your style with what you already have. So money should absolutely not be a barrier for you. The second is a lack of time. Well, that's just frankly an excuse, and I'll call everyone out on that right now. People who say that they don't have the time to look great are just, again, pushing it off for whatever reason, bottom line being they don't want to put themselves first. So no more using the excuse that you don't have the time to look your best. The third is a lack of understanding. That is actually an insecurity. You know, so there's a lot of women that just, you know, this is not second nature to them to put color palettes together. I mean, I think for the majority of women, it's not second nature. And unfortunately, you know, with the media, and again, we see women looking so effortlessly chic. You know, for some, yes, it comes easy, but for most, they've worked at that. They've made it a priority, and they've educated themselves on how to put outfits together in style and hemlines and proportions, etc. So I don't want you to ever feel like that should just be built into the woman's code when she comes out of the womb, because it's not. And so we have to remind our clients of that all the time. So get over that insecurity that, you know, you just don't have that and you're not ever going to get it, because we're going to help you get there. And then the last thing is a lack of importance. You know, we hear a lot of women say, you know what, it's just not an issue for me because I don't really care what other people think. And frankly, I think that if I, you know, announce to the world that I'm going to care about how I look, that's extremely shallow. That, my friend, is just purely delusion. So, you know, those people that walk around saying, I don't care what people think, usually are the people that really do care to a very extreme degree what people think. So, bottom line, we want to give you the permission tonight to want to look your very best. It is completely okay to want to look stylish. And so that is where I am now going to pass it off to Megan to get into the concreteness of things. Oh, not yet. This is also, yeah, that's not hers. Still on me, I guess. So bottom, this is kind of like our value, our mission statement at Best Kept Self. There's no greater service than to make the most of yourself, or as we like to say, there's no greater service than to be your, got cut off. That happened the last time too. There's no greater service than to be your best kept self. So when you're your best kept self, when you feel and when you look and when you live like your best kept self, you are supporting everyone around you. So time to put yourself first. And tonight we're going to start with your closet. All right, now I'm passing it off to Megan.
Now it's my turn. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to tell you what you're going to need. So run get it if you don't have it already. Get a notepad and pen. We're going to be taking notes, and you're going to be forming a shopping list. You're going to want to jot down a lot of things because once the slide is gone, you need to go back to it. You're also going to need a full-length mirror. We're going to use this with outfit creation and making judgment calls and defining your body type. You won't believe how many people don't have a full-length mirror. Jess is with us tonight, and she does not have a full-length mirror. We were in her closet the other day, and I said, "Where's your mirror?"
And I said, "I don't have one."
The first thing to looking your best is knowing what you look like, so
yes.
get a mirror.
Yes, let's get a mirror.
It's true. They're not lying.
And good lighting also. You can't be a dark or yellow room. Get natural light bulbs. What are they? Outside, outdoor?
Just natural light.
Natural light.
Just total natural light.
Because you need to be able to see yourself clearly, and if you need a slip, you need to know that you need a slip.
Yes, yeah, we've seen some horror stories with that.
Yes.
You can simply, honestly, the biggest thing you can do is if you realize you've got poor lighting in your closet or in your bedroom, make just, you know, on your shopping list, add natural light bulbs or brighter light bulbs so that you can swap those out. So, so important to have good light in the space that you're getting ready.
All right, you also need some space. We're going to be making piles for donating, consigning, and altering. You can use tubs or baskets if you have those laying around, but just clear out some space so that you can purge as we go through your closet. Another thing that you need, it's kind of a homework exercise, is a Pinterest style board. So if you don't have one already, make one and use it for inspiration. Pin things that you're loving. Even if you don't think you can wear it, just if you love it, put it in there.
Yeah, don't worry about body type with this one because this is like dream, you know, Christmas morning style, like everything that you would ever want. And so don't even worry about, you know, well, I'm not going to pin that because that wouldn't look good on my body shape. Just pin what you love, and it's purely just going to be inspiration.
Yes. And so once you have, I don't know, 20 or so pins in there, you can kind of look at it with fresh eyes and see, are there any patterns forming here? Does everything have a belt on it? Does everything have a bright color? You know, what are the patterns that are forming, and what about that do you love? Take a look at our style boards too. The Best Kept Self Pinterest account, we have 7 different styles for you to look through, and you can pin from there and see which style maybe you're leaning towards, and that might help you define your style. So that is super important. Another thing, write down our email so you can have it a little later. We're going to have you email some pictures of some outfits you're putting together if you're live on the call. If you're not, we don't want them.
Yeah, so I'm actually, only for people live tonight. We won't be checking these, like, you know, for the next few weeks. But I am live on the info@bestkeptself.com email right now. So over the next, like, 60 minutes while we're doing this, we would love for you to snap any photos of color combinations or patterns or anything that you have a question about that's visual-based. Send it, and I will be checking it, and we'll answer it live on the call.
Okay, everybody got that? We'll move on to my disclaimer. So I'm going to be pushing you, and since I'm not looking directly at you, I need for you to be on board with this whole process and really try to ditch the things that are holding you back. Don't make excuses, because I'm not there to say I don't want to hear it.
She will.
Yeah,
she's really good at that.
You just, let's be really decisive and get rid of some stuff, okay? Less is more.
Megan has some of the scariest looks I've ever seen, and if there's anyone that scares me more, and my husband's like terrified of Megan, and so she is like queen of holding you accountable to things, but not in not in a nasty way, but just if she was looking at you right now, you would do whatever she would say. So that's my rendition over here of what she means by this disclaimer.
Yes. I also want you to push yourself out of your comfort zone when you're making outfits. I mean, obviously we're making new outfits. It's nothing that you're used to, so just be open to that. I mean, we are on this call, so you should want to do these things, right? All right, time to streamline with our 4 golden rules. These are the main questions I use during a closet edit with my clients to ask them about the items in their hanging in their closet. Sometimes we have to take a step back and really look at each piece with a new light, because you've had that same black sweater in your closet for, what, 3 years? That you don't look at it and judge it anymore, you just throw it on. So we need to step back and look at it as if you were shopping for it and really critique it. Oh, also, these rules you're going to be using when you shop. So your wardrobe has to pass 100%, and in order to buy something, it has to pass these 4 rules too. If they don't pass, they fail. There's no in between here. This is a pass-fail test. Seriously.
Yeah. It's a commitment.
Yeah. Okay, here are 4 rules. Is the item in good condition? Oh, go ahead and write these down, because once the slide changes, you're going to want to have these. Is it faded or yellow? Does it have sweater balls or holes in it? Like, is the condition on point? Would you want to be called out in public and meet the president in this outfit? Does it fit your style goals and your lifestyle? Does it make sense with your everyday life, or is it a dress that you thought you might have a reason to wear one day, but you've had it for 8 years?
And a really great way to check this too on a more concrete level is to make a pie chart on your paper right now, or your notes, and kind of just split it, of how you spend your week or how you spend your month, whatever. It depends how much, situations you've got in your life. But if, 60% of that is at work, and then 20% of that is social, and then 10% of that is at church, or whatever it is, and you go into your closet, you should have those same ratios of pieces in your closet. So start there in terms of like fitting your lifestyle. And if you realize that, okay, you're spending 60% of your time at work, but your closet only encompasses 20% of those outfits, then there's a problem there.
Yes, it needs to match up with the pie chart for sure. It also needs to match up with your Pinterest style board. So whether you have it or not, go ahead and create it, and then you can look at that later. Does it flatter your body type and your coloring? It shouldn't add any weight anywhere. It should never make you look bigger than you actually are. There should be good proportions. And don't keep anything for the one day I might fit in this reason.
Absolutely not.
Dress your body for what it is right now.
Because how demotivating is that to go into your closet and see you've got a section of clothes that are for that someday, to just remind you every morning that you're not there? I don't know. It doesn't sound very motivating to me.
It sounds awful.
So just get them out of there.
Get them out of there. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't want it. If you cannot throw them away or donate, whatever, put them in a box and put them in the attic. You just don't need to look at it every morning when getting ready. Also, color. So you want the color by your face to flatter your skin tone. So whether you're warm skin toned or cool, you really want that to complement. So think about your makeup. Are you a warm color of makeup? Are you a cool color? Is it a beige or a tan? Whatever your makeup is, that's probably what your skin tone color is.
And although you haven't had color analysis, you'll know. I mean, try not to stare at it too much, but the moment you hold a color up to your face, kind of go with the gut reaction. You know, ideally, we'd love for you to come get your colors done because it's the best investment, $85 you would spend, honestly. Just knowing that color palette it changes everything in terms of shopping. Everything. But other than that, just put colors straight up to your face and see what it does and kind of take a gut check on each and every color.
Yeah. If it puts shadows on your face or makes you look tired when you're not, I mean, that's a good indication. You know what colors are not your best. Let's keep those away from your face. It doesn't matter what you wear from your waist down. Also, if you're not local, get your colors done somewhere close by. I mean, it really is worth it to have those colors in your pocket so you know what you're looking for when you're shopping. And the fourth rule is, do you love it? You have to love it. Okay, so rules number 1 and 2 are pretty self-explanatory, so I want to give a little refresher on rule number 3. Here's our body type refresher. These are the 2 ways that you can figure out your length proportions with the 8 heads rule or your body type, which I'm sure you've all seen before. The 8 heads rule is pretty easy. You just measure your head. And whatever that measurement is, you can see how many heads your upper torso should be, your legs should be, this is how you tell if you're long-waisted, short-waisted, so we can balance those proportions when making outfits. And then your body types, go look in your full-length mirror right now and look at this in a 2-dimensional way. So only look at the outline of your body and focus on the shoulders, waist, and hips and where they fall. What's wider? What's more narrow? Are you an hourglass or a pear, apple, rectangle, or oval? You should be able to tell that by just looking at the outline of your body.
And this is where most people go wrong too. They think they can, you know, you've seen this in magazines, these body shapes, so this isn't anything new. But they think, okay, yeah, I've done this, so I'm a pear, done. Why aren't these clothes working now? You know, or why isn't any of this? Well, you haven't taken into account, yes, you might be a pear, but you have length proportions as well, which are these 8 heads you might have seen in if you're, you know, have an art background or know anything about ideal proportions and whatnot. So 2 pairs are not going to be exactly the same because they're going to have different length proportions. One might have a short torso, one might have a long torso. So it's really important that you assess yourself not in a box. We give you these as a frame of reference to kind of guide you, but not all pairs are going to be the same. So you need to assess all of the elements that make up your body.
Yes, and so we want to balance and make the proportion as close to this as possible, the one on the left, and draw attention away from anything that you are not as fond of. So that's what we want to do. It's all about balance. Here's some tips to narrow your shoulders if they're broader. So this would be the inverted triangle body type, or the what's the fruit version?
Oh, I don't know.
Inverted triangle is what I call it. So the halter top is going to break up your shoulders, and the A-line skirt is going to put a little more weight on your bottom half to balance that out. A V-neck top is great. It'll elongate and bring the eye away from the shoulders. Some little tricks for you. If you need to narrow the hips, we're going to draw the emphasis up to the shoulder area and make it look wider with the horizontal stripes. With the dress, we're going to put a long lean line down the middle and draw attention up so that it breaks up that hip area to make them appear more narrow. If we need to widen the hips for your broad shoulders, we want to add some volume with an A-line skirt or horizontal stripes, or add a little peplum action going on to balance that out. Widen the shoulders with a boat neck or horizontal stripes, or just bring the attention up to the shoulders with some spikes. Well, maybe spikes might be a little much, but shoulder pads, anything to draw the attention up. All right, let's go back to our 4 rules. Now that we've had our little refresher, just really ask yourself these 4 questions on each and every item. Even if it's a cami, I don't care. It still needs to be the best cami out there that's perfect for you. So just keep asking yourself these questions, and you absolutely have to love it. That's probably the most important rule, I think, because you should love everything.
This is, and loving everything, by the way, mind you, is going to be like forced minimalism in your closet, because you're going to have less stuff by putting it through such a very rigid protocol here. But, you know, our beliefs with Best Kept Self is kind of that, you know, we want to surround ourselves with everything that truly enhances that version of us that we want to be. And a lot of times that means getting rid of dead weight. And there's so much dead weight hanging in closets that really don't do much. And so if the thought of having less is a little bit like, gives you a little bit of anxiety, trust when we say that less stuff is actually going to help you do so much more. Sounds very counterintuitive, but
it's so true.
When you love everything in your closet, you have way more outfits than you did when there was 200 things in your closet.
Jess is a good example of this.
Yeah, I'm a great example of this. When Megan and Sean did this for me last week, I purged a bunch of stuff. Like, I had a bunch of stuff hanging in there that I thought that I liked, but I just didn't, A, know how to wear it, and B, some of it was really poorly fitted to my body type. I had a lot of hand-me-downs that I was hanging on to because it was good quality stuff, but it wasn't my style. It wasn't in good condition. So I totally am on board with this. I'm sorry if y'all didn't hear me. I was standing a little farther away. But when these ladies did this for me last week, just to reiterate, they skimmed out probably a third of my wardrobe and left me with 30 to 35 new outfits that I'd never worn before. So just as a small testimonial to that minimalistic style of loving everything in your wardrobe is absolutely true.
And we probably did like 35 outfits with maybe, honestly, like 10 items.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it does not take a lot of items to make a tremendous amount of outfits.
No, it really doesn't.
No, because we didn't do the outfits that she already knew how to put together.
Yeah, they were new.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, it can be super overwhelming to know where to start with these 4 rules. If you go and look in your closet and you're like, oh, I don't even know where to start, you can do it by categories, and that's what we do sometimes. But since we're on this live call, we want to make it quick and easy, so I want you to pinpoint these items and separate them into 3 different categories. So the entire closet has to meet these rules, but we're just going to pull these out right now. So pinpoint the items you love but you're never wearing. Are they, of course, do they meet the rules, but why, we have to figure out why you're not wearing them, and we'll work on putting them into new outfits in a little bit.
So these are usually the items that you like buy either on a sale, on a whim, and you go, which we're not recommending, by the way, but you saw it, you know, and it was like, shiny object, it's so cheap and it's brand name, whatever, you know, I'll buy this, and then it's been hanging in your closet, you've never worn it, or it's something that you really love, but it's probably something kind of like bold or dramatic, and it was a one-off piece. We like to call them orphan pieces, like they stand completely alone, and you just truly don't know how to wear it, but yeah. Sorry, tangent.
No worries. And the second category, I want you to pick out the items that when you put it on, something just seems a little off, and you want to wear it, but you just end up taking it off and putting it on something else. So we need to figure out what's off about it. So, of course, do they meet the 4 rules? But is it something that a little alteration can fix? Does it need a little hem? The ideal place for skirts and dresses to hit is, for most women, is mid-knee or just above the knee. So if it's just a little bit below the knee and chopping your leg line and making you look shorter, that's probably why you're not wearing it. So just consider altering always.
And Jess, I'm going to throw another example out there.
No, I was just going to say it. This is Jessie again, and I had items that I loved but never wore. I had an amazing dress and like a pencil style skirt that I've never worn because I didn't know really how to wear them or what to wear them with, and those are the ones that I pulled out, and Megan just had me hem them, and she brought them up to right above my knee, and it was a completely different dress and a completely different skirt that all of a sudden just fit my body so well. So a couple inches off the bottom can go a really long way.
Makes a huge difference. Also, look for, this is a little devil that lives in a lot of closets that I can't stand, and I like to call them wing sleeves. So any blousey sleeve that is adding, when your arms are down and you're looking in your full-length mirror, and it's adding weight to your waist and midsection because it's so much fabric. It doesn't do anybody any favors. I've not seen one person that they look good on. So if you have the wings and you can't alter them in, let it go. Put it in your piles. Also, if it's a cardigan or blazer that or a layering piece that you're putting on and it just doesn't seem right but you want to love it, is it hitting you in the right place? That ideal place is the widest point of your hip for most women for a cardigan or a blazer to hit. So if it's too short and it's kind of like a mini cardigan or a short blazer, the proportions could be off. So consider that too. Really put it through the test. The next thing I want you to pinpoint is items that go together or that you bought as a set. So this could be a suit or a sweater set, anything that goes together. I need you to separate them right now. They should be on different hangers. They should not be on the same hanger. They are completely different things. And get excited about pairing them with a lot of other things in your closet. Just because you bought them together does not mean they can't play well with others.
Okay, and you're going to know if you're one of those women that goes into the store and buys what's straight off the mannequin and how it was coordinated right off the mannequin and you've not ever changed it up. Like if that sounds like you and if you've ever done that, I guarantee if you go into your closet, you've been keeping the same things with the same things over and over as you bought them in the store, and you for sure, if you're one of those, need to take all of those and start hanging all of that separate.
Hang it in its own little category. Tops with tops, layering pieces with layering pieces, pants with pants. Okay, time to get a new perspective. It's time to create outfits you didn't know you had using the ultimate 5-step process. You need to go ahead and write this down too so you can have it with you. All right, step number 1. I need you to think of every time you're looking for an outfit, or right now during this little exercise, think of a vibe or a 3-word mantra that you want the look to represent. How do you want people to respond to you when they look at you? What do you want to put off when wearing this outfit? Then step 2, we need to find a focal point. So find something in your closet that is a bold statement or is going to be your focal point to the outfit that speaks to these words or the vibe that you want to put off. It could be a chunky necklace, it can be a colorful blazer, it can be a bold patterned skirt, a bright top, anything. Just whatever speaks to you, pull it out right now, and that's where we're going to start. Then step 3, we're going to play with color, pattern, and texture, and we're going to add it to pull the look together and pair unexpected things together. Step number 4, we're going to add layering pieces. Adding a button-up under a simple sweater or a blazer over your button-up top, it really takes your outfit to the next level. Just that it takes 5 more seconds to put on one more thing. It's fun. Then at step number 5, we're going to finish with details for a polished look. That's what really most of my clients are struggling with, is the details, and just adding a few more things, and it really just makes you look like that person walking down the street that you're in love with what they're wearing, and you're like, God, I want to be like that. Well, step number 5 is how you do it. Let's see. And it's also how you show your personality.
And the details for most women, the part that they struggle with is the accessorizing. We recommend with accessories that you buy things as you see them when you love them. Not necessarily, to buy for specific outfits. That's actually where things go wrong. And again, that also sounds very counterintuitive too. But the best thing you can do for yourself is when you're out, maybe on your travels, you make it your thing, when you travel to a different country or something, to pick up a new piece of jewelry that you love. Just buy accessories as you see them and you love them. You will always, always find a way to match accessories to wardrobe that you currently have. Always. Accessories can go so far and match so many different types of things. So buy what you love as you see it. It's way easier to do that and kind of build up a collection than like going out right now and trying to buy accessories for the wardrobe that you have.
That is so true. Okay, so we're going to take a moment to look at each step in detail. So when you look at these ladies, I want to know what words come to mind. Let's take a look at Ivanka on the left. What do you guys think when you look at her and what she's wearing?
Romantic, classy, sophisticated.
Yeah, elegant.
Elegant, definitely elegant.
Refined.
Feminine yet powerful.
Yeah, feminine for sure. Like pretty, but not in a passive way.
Yeah.
It's like a refined pretty, like a very high-end pretty.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that's probably what she was thinking, what she was going for. What about Jennifer? What words come to mind when we look at her outfit?
I think casual chic, is that a thing?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And really approachable.
Yeah.
This look to me is super, whereas like kind of Ivanka is not as approachable looking, which again can be a good thing or a bad thing. Jennifer's look looks really approachable and sporty, sort of.
Yes. Professional yet casual. Yeah. Rachel says pretty and polished. Yes, Ivanka is definitely pretty and polished. What about Kate? She's our most casual person, but still put together.
The most approachable out of them, I'd say.
Fun. She looks fun.
Yeah. She does look fun
in that outfit.
Yeah.
But very refined. It's like a refined.
It's still, it's still very put together. There is clearly a thought process that went into it.
Yeah. Approachable and very down to earth. I think because of the color palette.
Yeah. Earthy and outdoorsy.
And as somebody who's new to this process and has been working with Megan and Shauna, I can't overestimate, or I guess oversell, going to the Pinterest boards and making your own Pinterest board and really defining your style and working through these exercises, because you come to realize that everything else is just sort of white noise that you don't need to be listening to. And so once you define exactly how you want to look, whether it's through defining your style the classic way, or if it's just really defining the vibe that you want to wear, like again, just the white noise falls away and you can focus and really laser in on how you want to look. It makes everything so much easier.
It does. Because there's so many options out there.
Yeah.
And so these words, just by the way, are going to switch up maybe, I mean, hopefully not every time you get dressed. You should have kind of like a core style. I like to put a 3-word mantra with my overall kind of core style. But if I'm, going to a public speaking event, or if I'm going into a boardroom full of men, I'm going to come up with 3 words that might be different than my day-to-day look. So just know that your words might be different from time to time, but starting with how you want to be perceived, or in an ideal world, what are those 3 words that someone would describe you upon seeing you in whatever outfit you're going to put on, makes it so much easier to go into your closet with that perspective and go, okay, you know what, I want to look powerful, not going to wear pastels. Or I want to look approachable, well then I'm not going to wear black and white in a power suit, so this makes, that's 50% of it for me personally.
Yes, it is. Okay, now we're going to look at focal points. So that's number 2. What is the focal point when you look at each of these ladies? It's very different in each picture, but they all have one main focal point. So the first one is definitely her coat. It is a super powerful coat, and even though there's not a lot of color there, there's not a lot of anything in your face, but it's a lot of drama with the shape. So that is the focal point. And in the second one, the skirt is definitely the focal point because it's a pop of color, it's in your face. Now if that skirt were black, then the scarf would be the focal point. And then in the third one, we have the polka dot sweater is the focal point. But again, if her pants were a super neon color or brighter that overpowered the sweater, that would be the focal point. So you really just, when you're picking your focal point, it has to have the most drama. It has to stand out the most.
And always know, just FYI, this is kind of obvious, but I need to say this out loud, where if you are insecure about a certain area on our body, which we all are, about something that we wish could be a little bit better, but if you're insecure about your hips, then I would avoid putting a focal point right at your hips. So wherever your focal point is, just know that's where people's eye is immediately going to be drawn to. So also, knowing your body type and what you're trying to camouflage and what you're trying to accent, just know that the focal point is putting a big red shiny bow on that place. So if you don't like a certain place on your body, don't put that big shiny bow on that place. Yeah.
Pick a different place. Okay, so now we have our vibe and our focal points down. So you might be wondering, okay, I got this. How do I do the rest? Let's look at a few color theory rules for inspiration and guidance. These are the top 3 are probably the most common color theory rules that you can use to put looks together. We have the complementary, which is just straight across the color wheel, and it can be the green and the red, the orange and the blue, the purple and the yellow. It can be anything, and it doesn't have to be bright. It can be little, shades and tints of these colors. Then we have analogous, which they're just little neighbors on the color wheel. They're just side by side. And then we have triadic, so those form a triangle. And like I said, you can take these shapes and move them all the way around the color wheel, and it really just is super helpful when you don't have time to really think about it. So I want you to keep the color wheel in mind, and then if you need an app for it, check these out, because you can have it on your phone or your tablet, whatever you have when you're getting ready, and use it for some inspiration. The Adobe Color CC app, don't use the app, use the website. The color wheel is not on the app, but I do love that because you can create color palettes as well and save them.
So this is really perfect. Most of these apps, what's really cool about it is it has a camera feature on it. So you download it to your phone. Let's say you've got kind of a bold fuchsia sweater. You can hold that app up to your sweater. It captures a photo, and then it will automatically pop out those color schemes so you know exactly what colors you can match to it. And most of these will let you choose, okay, I want to do complementary colors, or I want to see triadic colors. So you can actually, again, take a photo of that exact color of the wardrobe piece in your closet, and it'll put it together for you and make it super seamless, so you don't actually have to know all this theory yourself. It's really awesome, and it's really helped a lot of clients out in coming up with more creative ways to wear more of their stuff.
Yes, you definitely don't have to be an art major to do this. The apps will do it for you. Okay, let's look at a few color schemes. Monochromatic is another one, and it's a really chic look. It's where you have the same color and you have various tints and shades of it that you just wear all over. So the first 2 pictures, these ladies are definitely monochromatic from head to toe. And the first one, she still has a focal point, even though she's the same color head to toe. Her necklace is for sure the focal point of her outfit. And then the second lady, I'd say her shoes are the focal point. I mean, look how fabulous those are. And she's pretty simple the rest of the way. And you can look at their texture too. She's the first lady, her texture is very bland, and the second very shiny. So play around with all of these things when you're thinking about your outfits.
And pro tip, going back to perception and what certain things mean, anything that's monochromatic in color scheme is always going to come across a little more chic and elegant and refined and a little more, what do I want to say, just higher end and dramatic. So if you're looking for a more powerful, kind of chic, elegant look, monochromatic color schemes are probably what you're going to want to look at. Because if you look at now the third photo with the triadic, which Megan will get into, that has a totally different kind of vibe and style perception than the monochromatic looks have. So monochromatic when you're looking for a powerful, elegant look.
Absolutely, because I would say the first and the third lady, like they're the same level of dressy if you feel the fabric, and they're both wearing heels, and they both have on, like, 4 different things. So color schemes are a huge, huge, what am I trying to say?
Just element to style all around.
Style, yes.
And she's right. I mean, it's cool to see. They literally are wearing both pants, heels, and a sweater. Yeah. And so the color and the accessories completely distinguish one look being more creative and fun and kind of, she looks like a graphic artist maybe, or like just, I don't know. And then the left being a very chic, polished, it's just totally different feels. So color alone will do that for you.
Yes. So the third girl, she does have a triadic color scheme with her orange, blue, and yellow on. But even though she has on a lot of color, her shirt is still the focal point. That's where your eye goes to. Mm-hmm. And so even though she has on 4 different colors, she still has a focal point. So that's how it works together. Okay, here are some complementary and analogous color schemes. The first 2 are complementary. The first one is, I would say, in your face bold, and the second one is a little more subtle. She's still complementary in the second one because she has yellow and blue on, but the jeans are her blue, so it's kind of a neutral but still complementary. The first lady, the skirt is her focal point. And she has 2 different colors of green on with the purple. So she's taking it to another level as far as complementary goes. But the nude shoes really bring it down and pull it. If she had on black shoes, it would not work. It would be, your eye would go all over the place. But the nude shoe makes it work. I think kind of the same with the second girl too. She couldn't do it without that nude shoe.
Yeah, your eye would pull you in so many different places.
Yeah, you want the eye to rest on one thing and not spaz out looking all over the place.
So is that then something, and maybe you'll cover this later, that you all recommend that everybody have nude shoes?
Yes.
I know they're on my list.
They should be on everyone. Everyone needs a nude shoe, and it needs to be the perfect nude for you and your skin tone.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear a tan that Shauna could wear.
Yeah, and honestly, when you can't find a shoe to match whatever outfit you have in your closet, it's the nude that goes with it. Like, nude will go with everything, and most women don't realize that nude literally goes with every single thing.
Yes.
I mean, actually, all 3 of them are wearing nude shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And so please get, that's the best investment in terms of shoe that you can get. I recommend getting it in a flat and also a heel, and then if you really want to be adventurous, go ahead and get it in a wedge sandal for summer.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Totally a wedge sandal for summer, especially if you're in the South like us.
Yes. Okay, and then we have our analogous color scheme on the end. These are the neighbors on the color wheel, and she's got it all pulled together with her matching clutch and a necklace.
And by the way, that would be the hardest outfit to match a shoe to.
Yes.
Because she's already got so much color as her focal point with her outfit. So if she were to put any color whatsoever on her shoes, that's completely taking away the whole look, and it's not going to look as cohesive. This really looks cohesive because she keeps the shoe completely neutral.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about layering textures and pairing textures together. So this is something that makes you look so chic when you mix textures. The first girl, we have knits with, her skirt is actually a leather, but it does have a texture to it. And then her boot is leather. So we're mixing those with her leather bag and the studs and her leather gloves. And they're chunky knits too. It's not a dainty knit. And it all works together because she has different variations of texture. So some are bold and in your face, and some are more subtle. You really have to look close at the skirt to see the texture. And the shoes are of a smooth texture and the tights, so that it all combines to make a cohesive look. The second girl, I love a soft paired with a hard. So her soft, elegant shirt paired with a hard leather, it's just so chic, always.
And we actually had this scenario with Jess. You had a very hard leather vest in her closet, and it was one of those, like, I would love to wear this, but I've never worn it because I have no idea what to do with it. And kind of the problem that she was having with it is she had this hard leather vest, and she was trying to wear it with, like, denim and, harder, more, like, structured shirts. And once we put it with something soft, you put it with, like, a silk top.
Yeah. A bright pink silk top.
Yeah,
so something more feminine.
Yeah. So, like, take the hard thing and think of, like, what would be the complete opposite of this hard wardrobe element and pair it with that.
And they did some really good ones with me as well. I've got a black skirt that's got a big faux leather piece in the middle of it that they paired really, really nicely with plaid shirts and, like, a light blue denim button down as well. Like, some really cool texture combinations that, they're super fun.
And it all goes back to what you want your style to be, too, and how creative you want it to be, or how traditional. Because a traditional person is not going to wear what the first girl has on, but she could probably pull off the second look. And then the third one, we have the lace paired with a textured pattern skirt or pant, I'm not sure what that is, and then a belt and the bracelet. So we have a lot going on here, but we still have a focal point, which is the skirt, and then the lace is a little less intense, and the belt kind of is a solid that pulls it all together. So it works because it's a variation of things that are not, it's not all the same chunky knit together, or it's not something huge, a huge leather A-line skirt paired with that chunky knit. It is a subtle, form-fitting skirt. So It's all about balance, really. Okay, here are a few unexpected pairings to get you inspired. The first one, the focal point is the skirt. It's a very dramatic skirt and bold, and she's got it paired with a patterned, colorful shoe. And the reason it works is because the shoe is not as bold as the skirt. The colors are softer and the pattern is small. So it's okay. If it was super bright in your face and the pattern was on a larger scale, it would not work because it would compete with the skirt. We don't want anything to compete. We want it to complement and flatter. The second girl, she has a lot going on, but she still has her focal point, which is the colored skirt, mixed with her polka dot top, but the polka dots are small, and it's a light color palette. And then she has on her sparkly belt, which wouldn't be okay if it was any larger. If it was a 2-inch belt, it would be way too much. But it's just a dainty, skinny belt, and it works. And then she has on her chunky bracelets. And so if this scares you, just push yourself, do it, put one more thing on, as long as it doesn't compete, and rock it out. Then we have Taylor Swift over here wearing 2 different yellows. And that's pretty bold for a lot of you, I know, wearing 2 yellows at once, but it works because she has the purse that's the focal point, and it's the bright in-your-face color, and the pants are a little toned-down version of that. And then she has neutrals everywhere else. I would call her blue top still a neutral. And it just put together, it all works. And she's even mixing a little texture here with her cottons and then her suede booties and her leather purse. So mix it up and have fun with it. Next, we're going to talk about the details. So this is where you're pulling it together and you're looking polished. In the first photo, she has her sleeves rolled up over her sweater. That is a little detail. And she doesn't have her shirt tucked in. Those 2 things, I think, make this outfit amazing.
This is where most women see the biggest change. You know, they probably get the first part of what we're talking about, and then it's this part of it that they go, oh, now I get it. It's like these super tiny, subtle elements that until someone points it out exactly what's going on here, you just don't even think to really notice that they're there. So, like, yeah, if she had that shirt tucked in and then didn't roll the sleeves up and didn't have a necklace on, this look would not stand out whatsoever.
No. And in the second girl, she has on a plaid top with a bright pencil skirt, and then she threw on a belt and a huge scarf. And so a lot of women would stop at the skirt and the shirt. But you need to complete it, so we need a belt, but it's neutral, so it's not overpowering, and the scarf is working with the same color palette as the top, so it's not overpowering either, even though it's chunky. It all works together. The third girl, her outfit would not be the same if it wasn't for her little flower accent and her belt. She would just be very traditional if she had on the button-up and the cardigan with the skirt. But now she's pushing into an elegant category because she added 2 things.
And she also rolled the sleeves up over the sweater as well.
Yes.
You know, another tiny element that you don't see. This belted over things is something that takes a while for people to get used to. I'll give a disclaimer there. If you aren't used to putting belts over cardigans or over she's got 2 shirts on that you're belting, it's going to feel really weird. So a lot of newness, just like anything else in your life, is going to feel a bit awkward and very weird for maybe the first few go-arounds. Please, please stick through it beyond that and just give it a chance, and you're going to know. You will get the compliments. You know, people will say something and give you the feedback that you need, but I just ask that you give yourself your patience and don't give up on it the first time around.
And also, because those high-waisted belts are on my list as well, and these girls put together a bunch of outfits for me, actually, that incorporated that. Is there a specific type of belt that goes that high in your waist, or are you just looking for one small enough?
They do make waist belts, and
okay.
Yes, so when I search for them, I search waist belts on Amazon or Google or whatever, and they'll pop up, and it'll tell you the length. So measure your waist, and then look at the belt measurements, because a lot of belts are just meant for your hips, and those are not going to fit your waist correctly.
And you might have belts in your closet that you could take if you don't have enough belt holes in them, but you don't wear them because, you know, not that often these days are we wearing belts, you know, truly in the belt holes. Like every now and then maybe, but usually these days we're taking things and putting it around the waist. So if you've got belts that you actually really like, but you're not wearing and you want to wear them around your waist, go take them to a shoe peddler or someone that works with leather. They can put extra holes in your belt for very, very cheap, and there you go.
Absolutely. And then if they cut off the excess, or you can just loop it around and knot it in a cute way.
Yeah, and I've actually used fashion tape. I don't know, Megan might call me out on this. Like if the length, don't give me that look. She's going to see guys like it's terrible. I don't want to finish my sentence now, but now I have to because you're all on here. But if the end, and it's only been on small belts, like really small belts, it sticks out and it's just not like it's just flapping around and it looks awkward. You can't like leave a super long end. You got to like tuck it in and make a bow, which you can do with skinny belts. Or I put a tiny little piece of fashion tape underneath and stick it in place so it sticks to my waist. Okay, Megan's not digging on that rule, so you can take that.
If it wraps around your back, I call it too long. No. But if it's just around your waist, I can be on board.
Just on the side, like right to the side.
I can let it go. Okay, here are some of my fabulous clients. I did chop their heads off so they would remain anonymous. But these are awesome pictures to show you that it's all in the details, because we have the first lady, she has a purple, well, it's kind of a periwinkle color actually, I don't know if that color comes across, necklace with her green and a beige jacket. I know it looks a little yellow, it's not as yellow as it looks, but this look would not be the same without her cowboy boots and that necklace. And she's tucked in just a little bit, so that shirt, if it was out, it would look a little sloppy, but because we're tucked in, we have a more streamlined look. Second lady, she has a blazer on to add a little layer, and the sleeves of the blazer are rolled up. Sometimes just showing a little bit of your wrist makes all the difference, instead of something coming over and hitting you in the middle of your hand, or heaven forbid your knuckles. Just roll it up and show a little bit of wrist. And we've layered her pearls. She has 3 different necklaces on, but it looks like a layered pearl look, like it could be one necklace. And the third, we have a button-up under a sweater with a necklace on and a scarf. So the purpose of that is we put the scarf on and you can't see the necklace. If she gets hot, she can take the necklace or the scarf off and she still has the necklace on. So she's still got a put together look with or without the scarf. And the focal point would be the scarf if she had it on, and then it would be the necklace. So she still has the same focal point in the same spot, and they're both creating the long, lean line because of how they're hanging. She's not going to put the scarf around her neck. And it's okay if she gets hot, she can just take it off. And look how many shoes she can wear with that one outfit. That's a ton of shoes.
Mm-hmm. Every situation.
Yes. Any possible place she has to go, she has a shoe for it with one outfit. Here's some more clients. So with the first one, we have a chunky sweater. So notice that we actually have the same necklace on, but the sleeves are coming out from under the sweater, and we have belted it. So without that belt, she would look sloppy, and probably it would add weight and make her look a lot bigger than she is.
And honestly, having that long sleeve t-shirt underneath the sweater is a really, again, one of those tiny details that until we point it out to you, if that wasn't there, it would look like a different outfit.
Completely.
It has a different feel. So the fact that she's layering something longer underneath something shorter, play with that in your wardrobe as well.
Yes. And notice that she has that shirt tucked in too. It's not coming out from under the sweater. That would again look a little sloppy just because there's a lot of fabric there and we don't want to add too much weight. And so in the next picture we have a velvet blazer paired with a ruffle top and then kind of a wraparound necklace. It's a lot going on, but it works because the brown underneath is super neutral and the ruffles are not, there's not too much volume in the ruffle. So we can put a little something on top of that with the necklace. And then we have our third picture. I think it's a velvet skirt and it's a wine color. And then we have a brown tight. So notice that the tights are brown, not black. If she had on a black tight with that, it would be a little too much.
Yeah, that would, yeah.
It would be bad news. So play around with your tight colors. And she threw on a necklace on top of it, and she has 2 buttons unbuttoned. It would have a completely different feel if she had both of those buttons buttoned.
Yeah.
And we have a suede bootie on that's a little more casual than the skirt. Well, the shirt is too. So it just all together works well, and she has a focal point, and she has layered with the necklace. Okay, undergarments are also considered details. So we have one extreme and another. We used to pay so much attention to our undergarments. We had like 50 things that we wore. And now they've kind of just fallen short, and we don't think about them as much. But look at those panty lines. I mean, do you want that? Always turn around and look in your full-length mirror before you leave.
So, yeah, one little tidbit that I read somewhere a long time ago was that people actually are seeing us more from the behind than they are from the front. And actually, that's true when you think about it, because, you know, we're not checking people out head to toe when we're staring at them, but when they walk away, usually, you know, we can get more of a full-length glance whether we realize we're doing it or not. So always, always double check all views in your full-length mirror before you leave the house. And I can't tell you, I mean, no matter how great an outfit looks, if you have a panty situation going on, that's a distraction. That's taking away from everything important that you might want to accomplish that day, you know, in terms of personal relations, or, you know, especially I've seen it with presenters giving talks, believe it or not, and it's so hard to take their important information seriously when this is such a distraction. And it's just a matter of, like, you know, we have to call this out, you know, look in the mirror and just make sure it doesn't happen.
Please.
Neutrals and neutrals under whites.
Yes, do not wear white under white. Whether it's a bra, panty, just wear a nude that matches your skin tone. And match it as close as you can. Because you don't, when you see white under white, it's just a distraction, and it's like a car wreck. You can't look away.
And if you haven't gotten a bra fitting in,
yes, please do that.
I don't know, what would be your time frame?
2 years?
Yeah, if you haven't had a bra fitting in 2 years, go get a bra fitting. That is one of the best things you could also do for yourself. Add it to just your to-do list to knock out for the first part of the year. Make it your goal for February to just, I mean, honestly, I really like just going to the department store. You know, you don't have to go to Victoria's Secret. Yeah. You don't have to go, you know, downtown to someplace fancy. The department stores, actually, they're well-trained. I've sometimes had way better experiences there in the high-end places.
I love the Dillard's bra department.
So do I. That's actually the last time I was in Dillard's.
So go to Dillard's.
Yeah. Bra fitting. Add it to the list.
Okay, now that we've gone over all of that, let's go back into your wardrobe. So let's go back to the items that you pulled that you love but you never wear, and the items that go together. And we want to try to work some magic and create new outfits using these items. So let's take a few minutes and do that.
And again, if anyone wants to send us any photos,
send us photos
of, you know, outfit pairings that they're trying right now, and they just want to, like, the reassurance that yes, that does go together, or oh no, you're kind of taking that too far, feel free to send those at info@bestkeptself.com, and we'll take a look at them tonight and get comments back to you. But we can't stress enough, again, start with those things that you don't wear, those kind of individual orphan pieces, as I mentioned before, because those are probably the focal point pieces, and you just kind of need to throw it on a canvas and then build around that.
Play with your texture, play with your colors, use your color rules, pull it all together.
One thing you could very easily do, and this could be your first challenge, is if you are wearing suits regularly and you're one of those people who doesn't look at your suit as separates, you know, you're buying the matching pant and jacket set, or, you know, skirt jacket set, pull the jacket apart, and right now your challenge would be to put that jacket with something else. So most likely it's probably going to be a neutral in terms of the blazer or the suit jacket that you're working with. So why don't you think about a casual situation, or a more casual situation you could wear that. So why don't you try taking that suit jacket and put it with a nice pair of denim, or put it with a different pop of color pencil skirt. So I challenge you to start with the things that you're always using together, and start there with those focal points and playing around with outfits, because again, those are going to be the easy spots where we know you've never separated and played with how those can go with different things. So that's a really wonderful place to start.
Absolutely. Okay, and remember to belt it, or try, if you always button your blazer or button your cardigan, open it up. Let it just sit there, and it creates a long lean line. As long as it's flattering, it does have to be, it can't be boxy. Just let it sit there open, creating that long lean line. It makes you, it just, the eye automatically goes up and down, making you look leaner. And roll your sleeves. All those pictures that we showed you as examples earlier, roll your sleeves up. See if that makes a difference. Roll the sleeves of a button-up that you have under a sweater, roll those up on top. Just practice rolling different ways. Maybe you roll it twice. Maybe you roll it up once and leave the cuff out. Just play with it. Have fun. This should be fun. Okay, so as you're doing this and you're figuring out outfits that you're liking, you've never worn these, so you're not going to remember them off the top of your head probably. So take pictures and either keep them in your phone or on your iPad, or put them in one of these apps. I love all three of these. They offer so many different things. The cloth app, you can take pictures and upload them, and it can be private, or you can show it to the world. And if you get your friends on too, you can comment back and forth on each other's looks. You can look at street style photos for inspiration, and you can categorize it by the weather, which is what I like. So you can have a rainy day outfit, you can have a sunny day outfit, a cold day, and you just open your app, put what the weather is, and it'll show you your outfits right then. So you can do it while you're in bed, when you're trying to convince yourself to get up. And then you have wardrobe journal and closet space, and these all allow you to put individual pieces of your wardrobe. Just snap a picture, put them all in there, and then you create your outfits, and it's fun. You just have to play around with it, but whatever works best for you, definitely keep them somewhere so it's just easy for you to pack, easy for you to remember all the outfits that you're creating right now.
And the cool thing is, yeah, like she said, most of these apps have a travel feature where, since you've taken photos of your wardrobe and they're in these apps and they're categorized by tops, by skirts, by dresses, and then you can go in there and kind of move things around and make them into an outfit and then save it. They also have the travel feature where you're getting ready for a trip. You can, instead of making a list, you can visually make your suitcase list of everything that you need to pack and the outfits that you need for that trip, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I love it. And that way you pack less, because you can pick the outfits that all have the same thing in common.
True. And a little packing pro tip as well, always stick with one color palette and be done with it.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do, seriously, because the issue is shoes, right?
Yeah.
And so if you can stick with, okay, browns, or brown tones or taupes or something, and then you just have one or two pairs of brown shoes versus, okay, you're doing browns, but then you threw in a black pencil skirt and blues, like you're going to have to pack then brown shoes and then black shoes or boots, on top of it. So when you're traveling and packing, and when we do this for clients, we pack in capsules. You've probably heard that. It's such an old school image consulting term, is wardrobe capsules. So cheesy. But that's what it is. So a wardrobe capsule is essentially 8 to 10 items that all work with each other to create several outfits. So you want to pack in capsules, and oftentimes too, we will just, when we're creating outfits, we think in terms of capsules to make day-to-day getting dressed so much easier as well. So you might prefer to think in terms of this capsule mentality where you've got 10 pieces that all make a bunch of different outfits. And really, I challenge you to, once you get maybe 3 to 4 things together, fully maximize all the different combinations you can do with it. I mean, don't stop trying to mix and match until you fully maximize all the possible and potential options, whether they work or not.
Yes.
I mean, all of this is trial and error, and it should be fun. And when was the last time, again, I teach this for a living, you guys, so like I'm not even doing this on a regular basis. And so to have Megan come in and then, later for myself to go in and then just wipe everything clean that I know about my wardrobe out of my head and look at it and then just give myself a few hours just to play is exactly what you need. And I want you guys to trust that you're going to know more than you think you do. So if you still feel a little overwhelmed when you get into the closet, and if you give yourself the space and you're in the mentality that, you know what, this is going to be fun, I know to play with texture, I know to play with color, I guarantee you're going to know more than you think you do.
Absolutely.
Sorry, that was a rant, but it was important.
I love that rant. That was a good rant. Okay, I want to check in with, did I go too far? No. Okay. Your list of needs. Are you making a list of the things that you need to create these outfits? Are you missing the waist belts like Jessie? Are you missing
nude shoes?
Nude shoes, yes. A lot of common things that my clients are missing are the fun accessories, which don't go out looking for, like Shauna said. Just as they come to you, buy them. Scarves that are not too chunky. I would say the thin, shorter scarf is a need in everybody's wardrobe. Something that's easy to throw on, that's not too bulky. It's not, you don't have to tie it, spend 10 minutes tying it. It's just an easy once over and good to go. Those are something that you need.
Not a pashmina.
No.
There's a lot now. You can wear pashminas as like decorative scarves, and a lot of people do, and it works fine. But if it can literally be wrapped like a wrap, like a pashmina is usually meant to be like a wrap over a dress or something, that's not a scarf. You actually need to go buy thinner. I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it is.
Like scarves. I see so many women buying pashminas as scarves, and it's just way too much fabric.
Yeah.
For anyone.
And it can add weight, and it can. It's just, you know, we want to keep our balance and proportions right. So if we get a thin scarf that is either a silky material or a gauzy material, those are great. And you can just wrap it once or twice and you're done, and it's not adding a ton of bulk. Also, the appropriate undergarments, those nude bras and panties and slips, all of that, super important, and really great basics. I can't tell you how many clients need just a great fitting black tee or white tee. Just simple. Those simple things will help you.
What do you think, like, your top 5 basics that everybody needs? What do you think those are?
I can call out 2 right away.
Okay.
One being a really nice pair of dark denim jeans.
Oh, yes.
Whatever's cut works
Absolutely.
for you. But a nice dark denim, like a dressy denim, I can call it 3. I'll do like as many as I can get to, and then if you have others, you can go more. And then the second one in my world is kind of whether it is black or white, I think having a really nice t-shirt in one of your ideal colors. So like for me, it would probably be olive green because I'm in autumn. For Jess, it would be like a really beautiful icy blue. For Megan, because she's a winter cool tone, it would be like a jewel tone, maybe like a pink or something. Like a really nice poly cotton blend t-shirt, V-neck, usually ideally for any woman, just across the board, V-neck or a deep scoop neck that you can wear with nice denim and a big chunky necklace and heels, and it's like an instant out, done, sexy, sporty, casual look. So a t-shirt in like an ideal color, V-neck, and then a black blazer. That would be my third.
A black blazer that is not boxy and that hits you at all the right places.
And falls to the widest point of your hip.
Yes.
Across the board for all of you as well. A black blazer that falls to the widest point of your hip that, you know, ideally, I mean, you could wear the sleeves down to have a more formal look. I'm usually rolling my sleeves up on my blazer because I want a little bit more of a casual look. And 9 times out of 10, you can also wear that black blazer over the beautiful V-neck t-shirt that you got with jeans. And then a necklace, and done. Yeah. It's like the easiest, chicest outfit ever, and it's a t-shirt and jeans. It's so comfortable.
The long necklace is one of my items that you must have. And it can be a chain, it can be pearls, whatever your style is, just a simple, long necklace that has a couple different layers, and it hits just kind of, I don't know, right in between your boob area would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that have to have one of those. Because you'll pair it with, literally wear it with everything.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Is that 5?
I think that was 4.
I
would say
the nude shoe.
Yeah,
the nude shoe.
Yeah.
We cannot stress that enough. You have to have it. Okay. How are your piles looking? If they're not at least to your ankle, we're not doing something right. So go back to those 4 rules and really be strict. Are you letting them go? Because if they're just going to hold you back, they're just going to cause brain clutter when you're trying to make outfits. Let it go.
So if you really are still anxious about letting certain things go, a good step in between is to take those things that you're having some hesitancy about and put them just in a storage container and put them in a separate room. So they're not in your closet. So they're out of your day-to-day closet and they're just somewhere else. And I guarantee once they're out of that space, you're not going to miss them that much. And if you are, then you know what, great. Like then maybe there's one item you can't get off your mind. Then that's telling you something. Either it needs to be tailored or maybe it's something sentimental or, you know, whatever. So you can just put it, you know, if you can purge, great. Donate, great. But if you're having some issues letting go, put it at least in a storage bin and put it in a separate place and just get your closet down to versatile, manageable pieces that you can just have some fun playing with.
I want to go back to your list of needs for a second. I just want you to make this list right now, of course, but keep it in your phone. Either take a picture of it or make it in your notes. Always keep it with you because those moments when you're out shopping randomly, you can look at it and you know what you need. You're not going to buy something random because you're like, oh, I need these things, so I'm going to look for these while I'm here. And really, they have to meet the 4 rules, again, to even purchase it, for it to come into your closet, or you're just going to have to purge it later. But just always keep that with you and at the forefront of your mind. And it'll help with mistake purchases too. Okay, now after our pile is up to our knee, we're going to consign to make some money on it, right? I'm sure you have local consignment stores, so really just consider all of those and go in each one. It'll take some time, but it's worth it because you want your things to sell. So see if the consignment store is matching with your clothes. Do they carry the same brands? Are there shoppers looking for that? Just ask them, what's your target market? Who are your ideal clients, you know? And make sure your wardrobe fits there. Ask them a ton of questions. You want to know the percentage you get. You want to find the one with the best percentage. You want to know how many days you have to pick up your item before it's their property, usually 90 days. So just you have to keep up with it unless you don't care about it. I have a consignment store here that I love that they donate it if they don't want to consign it, so I just drop a bunch off and they take what they want, donate the rest, and then once it's theirs, they kind of move it over to another donate pile. Best consignment store in Charleston.
Ensemble.
Yeah, Ensemble. Love it.
Follow them on Instagram.
Oh, it's amazing.
ENSAMBLE, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry to jump in on that. I just love
and
them
Ensemble will come, Ensemble in Charleston for the local people, they will come to you. So she will, you don't even have to make a trip to the store. You can call and ask for a pickup as long as you have a decent amount of items, and she'll come straight to your house. It's fantastic.
It is. Her name is Kristen, and she is amazing. I also like Consign Charleston because they take home decor, they take men's and women's, they take everything. And her store is huge, and they have great bag sales throughout the year. And she's the one that I was saying takes it, and you can just take her everything, and she'll donate what she doesn't want. So that saves you a trip right there. Done. Another thing. Yeah, I think that's all my rules for consigning. But online consignment, check out Poshmark or Twice at liketwice.com. These are both great options for you to sell your clothes online, or Poshmark's actually an app on your phone, and you get a percentage of it, and you can shop on their sites or apps as well, or get the money. So it's easy.
And they send you all the boxes
and
everything. So they'll send you a bag or a box once you create an account. And so you just put everything in that box that they give you and send it in. It's really awesome.
Yeah. So look into all that. Read about it. Read all their policies. You know, you don't want to get into anything that you're not comfortable with. But definitely make some money on the things that you're getting rid of because they're perfect for somebody else. Okay, keep it organized. This is huge. So once you have purged and you're putting things back in, figure out what works best for you. Some people do it by color and, you know, light to dark, color wheel, whatever. If that works for you, great. If it doesn't work for me, I like to do things by category and by type. So that way you know that all of your work things are here, all of your work tops, your layering pieces, your pants, all of it is in one section. All of your casual items are in another section by category, tops, bottoms, layering pieces. And you can do color within that if you prefer, light to dark or blacks together, whatever works best. But just, it's easier if you just go to one area when you're getting ready for that specific thing. Don't make things hard to get to. Don't hide things from yourself. I have had so many clients that in the back corner of their closet, that's where their awesome blazers are hiding that they're not wearing, or dresses that are just, you know, covered in dust and they've been there for so long. Don't hide things. If you're going to hide anything, put, like right now we're in fall, so put those spring items in the back and hide those because you don't need those right now. And let's see, pull anything that you can put in front of yourself, do it. If you can put little sticky hooks on your wall to hang your necklaces and scarves on, just everything that you can possibly see, put it in front of your face. That way you're considering everything and you're not having to dig through drawers or cubbies or whatever.
So, Erin, the question of what's the rule if we haven't worn it in, you know, a certain number of years, get rid of it. Notice that that wasn't in our 4 rules because, you know, oftentimes there are these gems that someone's had for a very long time and they just frankly have not known how to wear them. Or, you know, it was, again, that category 2 where something just always felt a little off with it, but it's an excellent shape, it's a great color, and it's just a tailoring option. And you've got, you know, cocktail dresses or something in there that you're only wearing maybe once a year. So we don't have a concrete rule about time. It's more or less, is it in style and is it in good shape when it comes to, like, time? Well, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's we'll hear that a lot from different stylists and whatnot. We feel it's just a little bit too black and white.
It is. Another thing as far as keeping it organized, hangers. I know a lot of people prefer to have the exact same hanger throughout their closet, or if you have wire hangers right now, get rid of them. I cannot stand a wire hanger. I fussed at Shauna for having broken hangers.
I did have broken hangers in my closet. That was my husband.
Oh.
I'm going to blame it on him because he's not here to defend him.
Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. But really be picky about your hangers. Hang your sweaters on something that's not going to destroy it.
Or don't hang them at all.
Or don't hang them at all. The hangers that have the little spot for a strap to go in, don't hang a t-shirt on that. Have something, either the felty ones, or you can get the fluffy padded ones. Yeah, protect your stuff because you want it to last forever. You're investing in it. Let's take care of it, and that means hangers and the way you wash it, Shauna.
Yeah.
Jeez, Shauna.
Okay, we're just talking about panty tights. Tights. What else was I not washing correctly?
I feel it. Bathing suits.
No, okay, Megan's got a thing about bathing suits, and she's correct. You should not be, like, throwing your bathing suits in the wash and dryer, for sure. Like, it's the most terrible thing for bathing suits.
Yes.
You should be hand washing them more. They make, you know,
with a bathing suit cleaner. Don't knock it. Don't knock it. Woolite destroys the lycra, okay?
It does, yeah.
You're going to have a saggy butt in the water.
That's true. No one likes a saggy butt in water. So there's, like, cleaning. I mean, that's a whole other, like, webinar, and Jess could give a lot of input, I'm sure, as probably a future blog article would be great on, like,
let's do that.
Cleaners in terms of just washing your clothes. I mean, dry cleaning we recommend for certain garments, but no, dry cleaning is extremely harsh, very harsh on your clothes.
So you don't want to take it all the time.
And you don't want to breathe in dry cleaning chemicals.
Yeah,
that as well.
They do have eco-friendly dry cleaners.
They do have green ones, yes.
Yep.
Those out.
Yes,
but yeah, I can't really stress this enough. Because here's the deal. Once you actually stick to this regimen, and if you take this seriously, which we really hope you guys do, you're going to get down to fewer things, and you're going to start shopping with a keener eye, and you're going to get nicer things. You know, we're not saying they have to cost any more, but, you know, you're probably going to invest in, like, the nice things that you love, and you want them to last. So the keeping them clean and organizing them in the right way is really going to become so much more important.
It really is. And Rachel, yes, I have tried the Dryel, and it shrinks things. So be very careful with that because you are putting it in the dryer in this bag with their special stuff. And even on a low setting, I've had a sweater shrink And if this happens, it's okay. You can probably stretch it back out, but you have to steam it out as you stretch it. The heat from the steam, it'll stretch it back out. You can't just stretch dry things.
It'll warp it.
Yeah, so I don't recommend the dry L at all, really. No.
What is dry L?
It's an at-home dry cleaning option, and it's like a bag that you put it in, and you put the stuff in it, and then in the dryer.
Oh.
And you let it toss.
Yeah, that sounds risky.
Yeah, so be careful with that, because most of the time, if it's dry clean only, it was expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, again, remember, less is more.
And here's the other thing, I get so many people pushing back on the dry cleaning or not buying something that they really love because the moment they see that it has to be dry cleaned only, they're like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to deal with it. Okay, it's really, 5 minutes to drop it off somewhere. There's always a convenient place close to where you are. And if money's the hang-up, the thing is, after this, you're not spending and wasting money like you are right now. And like if you look at your closet and everything you're purging, there's hundreds, if not sometimes thousands of dollars we see in a client's closet of just wasted money. So you're getting down to less stuff, which means less stuff to maintain, less stuff that you purchased. So the dry cleaning bill, even with dry cleaning involved in that entire equation, is still going to be way less than you've been spending with this old mindset of how you're curating your wardrobe.
Yes. Okay, so we want you to keep doing this and keep it in check, maintain it. So here are some ways that you're not going to fall off or fall back into bad habits. We want you to maintain that Pinterest style board or create it if you don't have it yet. And just, even if you do it once a month, just spend an hour. You might have to limit it because you know how Pinterest will get you sucked in. But just play around on the internet and pin things to your style board. And then find a style icon, whether it's a celebrity or someone on a show, that particular character, you love their style. Just find somebody to research and follow and really pinpoint what it is about them that you love and use that as inspiration for your own style. And challenge yourself to continue to create outfits. Once a month or once every 2 months, set a reminder in your calendar to play in your wardrobe. Give yourself that time to dedicate to playing and making the most of your wardrobe, because that is what this is all about.
And then once you know and you've got your outfits, you're set. You're set for months.
Yeah.
And then think about it. That dread, if you're one of those that wakes up in the morning and you're like, ugh, I have to go into the closet and I've got to figure this out, and like it's just a pain, that can go away. And it's so amazing when it does, because your routine in the morning is so much less stress-free. And frankly, like, come on, guys, we have more important things in our life to be worrying about, including, just the relationships in our life. So investing in this, a few hours at a time and taking this seriously and treating this with as much importance as you would a project for work is going to save you hours of energy and just mental exhaustion in the future. And it's fun, and it's really seriously fun. Jess, you were not someone who like played in their wardrobe at all.
No. Honestly, the majority of the clothes I had were hand-me-downs. So,
yeah.
That just goes to show, no, this isn't what I would have considered fun in the past. But I gotta tell you, it has kind of blown my mind a little bit. And it just feels so good to really feel good in the clothes that you're wearing. And as somebody who really never understood that in the past, to now step into that, it's night and day. It really is. The confidence is night and day. It's wonderful.
And it lifts the weight throughout the day. I don't care who you are, and
yes.
Again, we do it, even when we do have like a polished wardrobe, when you're wearing something that you don't feel comfortable in, you think about it all day. You do.
Yeah.
It's at the back of your mind.
Very distracting.
It's so distracting. And again, we want to eliminate, our vision of personal style and whatnot is a very practical vision. And so we want to eliminate as many distractions as possible. And you should walk out the door feeling and looking fantastic and not thinking twice about it. So you can do what you need to do that day.
And you're not going to worry about running into somebody or going to that meeting and you're, messing with your clothes, or you're having a nervous tick happening because you don't feel 100%. There's no reason.
You don't even want to make eye contact with other people. Like, it's really debilitating to not feel good.
Yeah.
Really, it's
And I will say, like, we're by no means advocating that you need to look polished every single day, but the cool thing about this process is when you feel disorganized in your wardrobe and you feel like you're just not comfortable with the stuff you're wearing on a very regular basis, the moment that you start going through this stuff and feeling really good about the clothes that you do have and start like polishing things up, then the days when you don't really need to care so much aren't as big of a mental deal as they were in the past. Like, your whole mentality about how you look shifts. I mean, today, you guys, I'm wearing a baseball hat because I didn't shower today, and jeans and combat boots and a pilly sweater that Megan would throw out in a heartbeat if she could, if I wasn't wearing it right now and it wasn't 30 degrees outside. But like, it was a busy day, and it's been a busy week, and today was a day that I was just going to be in an office on a computer. And I don't care. Like, I don't have to think about it. But if I, never had my wardrobe together, then it's always on the back of my mind. Like, it becomes an exploited insecurity then constantly, and it would be an issue. So it like creates just seriously this whole dynamic shift, which is awesome. Another rant that I'll stop. All right, go on.
I love your rant. Yeah, so just whatever works for you, reminders in your phone or calendar, do it, because you need to devote some time for yourself. And some more do-it-yourself help, read some of my blogs. Shauna's going to type the link in for you, but if you go to our website with these 2 backslashes, it'll take you to just my blogs. And, I mean, from anything, I blog about anything from thongs, style tips, to wardrobe maintenance, anything. I just love to help. So read the blogs if you're a DIY gal.
And if you're a community member, reach out, and I think this goes for all of us. Let all of us know what you'd like to hear more about. We'd love, we're writing all the time, so input on what you'd like to hear about would be amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jess is talking about the Best Kept Self-Subscribe program, which I'll talk about here in a second. And those of you that are a part of it know you've got access to that private community with all of us collective experts, and that's your place to bounce ideas back and forth and get the feedback that you need on a day-to-day basis. So use it. It's there for you if you're subscribed members.
Take advantage, yeah. Okay, the best thing you can do for this world is to be your best kept self.
Woohoo! That's why we have a business.
Yes.
Because we believe it in our core. All right, so speaking of, great transition, Jess. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what the Best Kept Self-Subscribe program is, if you like this webinar and you paid for it, you don't have to pay for it if you're a subscribed member on an annual level. So not only is this the Best Kept Self-Subscribe program give you access to that community we were talking about, give you the webinars for free on a monthly basis, but you also get this really amazing quarterly box delivered straight to your home doorstep with 5 products that are picked by each of us collective experts in our respective areas. So Jess picked something, related to health and wellness. Megan picked something related to style and organization. Kristen, our beauty expert, picked something that's makeup, and it's always a surprise, and they're full-size products that you get in the mail every quarter. So if you're interested in becoming more involved and having some accountability in your life to holding some of these things up, then go check out bestkeptrx.com as in like a prescription, bestkeptrx.com. Though currently we're not opening for new subscribers, but we will be in the near future. So if you are interested, you'll have to put your name on a wait list, and then as soon as that wait list opens, you'll be the first to know.
It's pretty much the best.
It's pretty much the most amazing thing ever. It's really awesome. And those of you that are in the community, I'm not sure if any of them are on the call, but it's cool. That private group is it's awesome to know you've got a place where you can go and be around like-minded women and talk about these kinds of topics of looking and feeling and living like your best kept self. For those of you that want a little bit of extra accountability, Megan does work one-on-one with people virtually and live. Don't let the virtual thing scare you if you're not local, because she does wonders through Skype and shopping for you and helping you put together outfits. So thank you, Power of Technology, for letting us work with clients all over the world, actually.
Yes.
But, the color, if you're interested in color analysis, whether it is with us or if you can find someone local, hands down, that is a service I recommend anyone to invest in. Like I said, it's usually pretty cheap. It's like $60 to $85, maybe a little bit more, but you basically get your custom color palette that shows you exactly which colors look best on you, and you have that for life, because your colors don't change. So you have that for life, and it makes shopping and going through your closet 10 times easier. So again, we have that, but I recommend just, you know, whether it's with us or not, that is a service that you for sure should invest in.
And this is colors by your face, not,
yes.
Don't limit yourself, just limit by your face.
Yeah, because that's where it's going to have the most effects. We don't care what it's doing to the, your ankles, to the shadows of your legs. That's weird. We don't take it that far. Yeah, and we promise Megan won't give you any scary looks, you know, at least for the first session. She might in the second or third sessions. But she'll ease into her scary faces. But it's all for the best. It's all tough love because she loves you.
Yes.
But anyways,
and there's no excuse not to look your best.
There's not. Whatever your best means for you.
Yeah.
Remember, that's what it's all about. What did we say the other day? It's customized practicality.
Yeah,
that we're in the business of, is customized practicality. So we're not expecting nor wanting, unless you want to be a super fashionista, we want you to have a style that you own, that you love, and is really you. And it's practical.
And it's comfortable and easy for your life.
Exactly. The next webinar over wine will be in February 25th. It's always the last Wednesday of the month. We'll put out details closer to that date about the next call and the next host. It'll be an entirely different topic, an entirely different host. And again, those in the Best Kept Self-Subscribed program will have access to that for free. But anyone to the public can sign up for $29. And then just check out the site if you're looking for more articles. We publish content every single day. And we're really passionate about this, and we're really passionate and big believers of being your best kept self. So whatever we need to do to get you there, it will be on the website. Anything else from y'all?
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, thanks you guys.
I hope you all had fun. We had fun.
We're going to hang out for a little bit as we always do. If you have any questions that you want to post to us in the chat box, go for it. And then we did see some photos hit the inbox on the email account, so we will spend some time responding to those right now as well. All right. Bye. Have a good week and have fun in your closets and be open-minded.
Yes.